Hi guys, my name is Julia, and today I wanted to share with you guys my 16/17 and pregnant story. So let's get started. So first, I found out I was pregnant in December 2017. My periods were actually very regular. They came perfectly the 28th of every single month religiously. So in December of 2017, my period did not come the 28th. I just knew I was pregnant. Me and my boyfriend were not using any protection, so it was actually a very strong possibility. But yeah, so the 29th, when I still did not get my period, I went to the store and I bought one of the first response, like the 2 pink line pregnancy tests. And the second line was very, very, very faint, but it was there. But still, I didn't believe it, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit, so I didn't take another one that was more accurate until January 2nd, 2018. So I went back to the store, and I bought the Clearblue digital test that literally say pregnant, not pregnant. So I bought 2 of those, and I took those January 2nd, 2018, and they both said pregnant in a couple minutes. So I was on the phone with my boyfriend when I took the test. So he was the first person to know. So yeah, we were very excited actually. We both come from broken homes, broken families. So we've always wanted to start our own family that we could control what happened in it. So yeah, I found out I was pregnant for sure the 2nd of January 2018. So the next day, we were either on winter break still, or there was a snowstorm to where school got canceled. I can't remember. But on January 3rd, my mom was home from work, and I just couldn't hold it in. Like, I had to tell her that day. So I told her, and she actually didn't take it as bad as I thought. She said that she was definitely disappointed in me, obviously, but she wasn't, angry or anything. But at the time, my dad's mom was living with me, but not my dad. So my mom was like, let's go down and tell her. So we went down to her room and we told her that I was pregnant, and she had some things to say to me, but she was like, ultimately, you have to call your father and tell him, because it's better he find out from you than find out from somebody else, number one, and it's better that you tell him second before you tell him in a week from now and ask him who already knows, and you tell him everybody already knows. So we called my dad, and he didn't really say much. When we told him I was pregnant, he said, oh my God, and then he was kind of silent for the rest of the phone call. It's really not a conversation to have over the phone, but with how my dad is, he would have rather known over the phone than me wait until I could have seen him, when that could have been weeks later. So I told him over the phone, and like I said, he didn't really say much, but over the months, he definitely let it be known that he was very disappointed in me. And then everybody else kind of was just normal. Like, my sister was very excited, my brothers were kind of just like, whatever, cool. So it was really not that bad to anybody. I will say though, my parents kind of didn't address it and kind of ignored the fact that I was pregnant for probably the first 5 months. I was 16 and pregnant for 4 months. My birthday is in April. So I was pregnant at 16 for 4 months, and the rest of my pregnancy I was 17. So, for about the first 5 months, my parents kind of ignored it and didn't really address it. And the only reason why we acknowledged it at 5 months was because I had a gender reveal. So then they found out at 5 months I was having a girl, and they went right back to kind of ignoring it, acting like it really wasn't happening. So over the months, that's just how it was. Physically, I had a pretty perfect pregnancy. Just mentally and emotionally, it was really hard on me for some reason. I was very angry, and I also suffer from severe clinical depression. So I had very high highs and very low lows the whole time, actually. But yeah, it was just very hard mentally and emotionally on me. I was still going to school as a junior. I was still going every day, so it was just very exhausting for me mentally to take on all of that at once. But my boyfriend stuck by me the whole time, and we stuck it out. So, yeah, my boyfriend actually moved in with me when I was 9 months pregnant, due to other circumstances besides me just being pregnant that I'm not really going to get into right now. But he moved in with me, and we kind of just stuck it out to the end. So then when my due date that I got at the beginning when I was first pregnant at my first appointment was September 14th. But if you ever experienced anybody being pregnant or being pregnant yourself, you would know that the due date you first get isn't really the actual date you might give birth. It's actually very rare to give birth on the 40-week due date, but I actually did. Me and my boyfriend went into the hospital Thursday, the 13th of September at 5:30 p.m. because I was having very sharp stomach pains and I was very nauseous. So we went in, we both kind of had attitudes, honestly, because we were just there 2 days prior to that because I thought my water had broke and it didn't. So we were very just kind of like tired of the hospital. We're going to get sent home again. So why are we here? We kind of were just like angry. But they actually told us they're going to keep me. So I stayed, and over from between like 5:30 and 7:30, my contractions got very frequent and very painful. So at about 7:30, I was 2 centimeters dilated. I got offered the epidural and I took it. So I got the epidural around 8. So I actually only dealt with the pain of the contractions for about 3 hours before I was offered the epidural and got it. So then after that, I really progressed in dilation overnight. At around, honestly, overnight was really not that bad. The only thing that was bad for me about my pregnancy, labor, was the fact that I was so dehydrated and I don't drink water. So I was like chugging apple juice and ginger ale knowing I was going to throw up, and then just chug it again and then keep throwing up because I was just so thirsty. I needed to have something in my system at all times. I did not care about throwing up. That was the only really bad part. But at around 4 o'clock in the morning, my bed felt soaked. So I woke my boyfriend up and was like, "Is the bed wet?" And he looked and it was wet. It was a little bit bloody. So we called my doctor in and she said your water broke at 9 centimeters and that we were going to have a baby before sunrise. So at about 5:30, I fell asleep. And I wake up to my legs being hanging off the bed, and she's like, it's time to push. So at about 5:40, I started pushing. I pushed for 6 minutes. I pushed, I think, 5 times, and my daughter was born at 5:46 a.m. September 14th on her exact 40-week due date, which is very amazing. I did not tear or anything. No superficial tearing, no tearing at all. So my labor and delivery was actually by the books, almost perfect. My doctor said, actually, my healing was very easy since I didn't tear. I just had to get over the soreness and stuff. I healed pretty quickly, actually. And yeah, my daughter was here. So we came back home. My boyfriend had to go back to school pretty early, actually, just because fathers don't get paternity leave, and he just couldn't miss that much of our senior year. And my plan was to go back after the standard 6 weeks maternity leave, but my daughter actually was breastfed. And the hospital recommended that in order to have her not get nipple confusion, which is just the confusion between different nipples from a bottle, a pacifier, in your breast, to not give her a bottle or pacifier for the first month of her life. So that's what we followed. And so after she turned a month old, we tried to give her a bottle and pacifier, and she refused to take it. And she is 5 months old, and to this day, she still refuses to take a bottle or pacifier. So that's been the hardest thing about my being a mom, is the fact of I'm with her 24/7 because she breastfeeds exclusively. So if I'm not with her and she gets hungry, she can't eat any other way. Don't know if you can hear her screaming right now out in the living room. But yeah, that's been the hardest part, is the fact of I have not had a break from her in 5 months, because if I leave and she gets hungry, then I'm screwed. I go to the store sometimes without her. I do little things like that without her, but pretty much she goes everywhere with me. I'm with her all the time. Her father is back in school. Obviously, I could not go back to school, so I am currently enrolled in online classes for my senior year, which has been the hardest part. But other than that, I've enjoyed being a mom. It's the most rewarding experience I've ever had, and I'm so thankful, actually, that I'm able to be a stay-at-home mom despite all that I'm missing in my senior year. But yeah, I just decided to create this channel and share my story, to just reach out to other teen moms that are going through the same thing, let you guys know you're not alone, and being a mom is the best experience you can ever go through. So yeah, I hope you guys are willing to follow me on my journey, and leave your questions in the comments down below, or video suggestions, and I will try to post every 3 days, but of course, being a mom, schedule is just kind of hectic. So yeah, that's the plan for right now. So please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. My social medias will be on the description box. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in for the next video. Bye, guys.